So next, what we're going to do is we're going to sort out the collision between the crusher and the actual player themselves. So we're just going to open it up. We're going to go to events, and we're going to create ourselves a collision-based event. Now this is different to the group, as you might have seen from before. So it's going to be when player, as in self, hits crusher, we're going to kill the actual player. And this is good, but it's not exactly like visually very interesting. So what we're going to do is we're going to use a for loop and just very quickly create ourselves a for loop which creates a bunch of particles once they've been squashed. If you watch the previous tutorial I did on the space shooter, we also did a similar thing in this. Sorry, in that. So I'm going to set that to the X and Y center. So that should be good. And then next what we want to do is we want to make it that you can actually push the button. So what we're going to do for that is, it might seem logical to do it within the actual button itself, but we're going to do it within the door. So the way that's going to work is we're going to get the collision-based event, collisions between one type of object and another type of object. Notice how basically this could be something completely different to what is actually, it could be completely different to the actual actor this code's within. So for example, you could have, in our case, it's going to be asking when a player hits the button, what we're going to have happen. So those two have no link whatsoever to the door. Sorry. So what we're going to say is, when the player hits the button, kill self. So this will actually give us a very, very basic, situation where it'll essentially get rid of the door and the what's it called should fall through. The giant stones should fall through. But what we'll do first, though, is we'll look at our buttons and we'll make sure that we change the animation. So now how I'm grabbing this piece of code off here for the second actor. So that'll switch the animation for the button to down, and it's going to kill the door itself, which will then, you should see that disappearing and the blocks falling down. Now what we'll do afterwards is we'll get it to play through the animation first of our door, so have it open, then drop the actual then have it drop the blocks down. So if I hobble along here, you get squashed. But what I'm going to add into that is, if I go to opening, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 frames long. I want that to be a little bit quicker. So what I can do is I can go into each frame specifically and change the duration. So that that's measured in milliseconds. So I can reduce that and make it a little bit quicker. There we go. So if I now go to events, what I'm going to do is add in a delay. So after 0.35 seconds, or 350 milliseconds, kill self. And what we're also going to add is have the animation change immediately. So opening, and we're going to make sure that that's set to self. So to explain this through, when the player hits a button, we're going to switch the animation to down for the button, we're going to switch the animation to opening for the door, and after 0.35 seconds we're going to kill the door, because it will be no longer visible by the fact that it'll have fully opened, and we won't need to have it there anymore. So with that, we should be just about there with having everything we need for our game from this point. The only other element that we need to look into, which we might save for another video, is having it loop background and then a couple of other little tweaks and refinements. What I'll do is I'll just quickly end the video here for now, and I'm just going to check to see how long this has been running for, and then I'll figure out what I've got left to do for this kind of short tutorial, and then I'll put together another video.